Good morning. It's about 3:45 in the morning here in St. Paul, Minnesota. What if I were to tell you that in about 7 hours we'll go from cold and rainy St. Paul Union Depot here to the unseasonably warm Moynihan Train Hall in New York City? And no, we're not taking a train between the two. We're here at Union Depot to catch the 54 bus to MSP Airport, where we're getting on a Sun Country flight to JFK Airport, where we will then go hang out in the lounge and await our train up the Hudson River. It's a city break in New York City, just one day. Now I could take trains and it would take 2 days to get out there, and then it would take 2 days to get back. But I only have 2 days. So we're flying in the modern way that it is. If you'd asked me, do I feel unsafe in St. Paul at nearly 4 in the morning on a Sunday? No, it's not dangerous, but it can be dangerously low class, especially when people who refuse to pay the fare obstruct buses. And that might be the greatest danger to getting out of here on time, but hopefully it'll just be a normal 40-some minute ride down West 7th Street to the airport. It's a pretty well-designed transit center. It just doesn't have a whole lot of transit going through it, but it's kind of getting better a little bit. That's the Custom House. I used to work in that hotel. I couldn't afford the rooms then, and I still can't afford them now. Leaving the Midwest aboard a Sun Country flight to be featured in an upcoming flight review, I landed at JFK International Airport in New York City. After some plane spotting, I navigated around the spider-like Uber drivers to the AirTrain station across the Terminal Drive. Alright, now we gotta fly over to Jamaica on the AirTrain, as far as I understand it. AirTrain JFK is a people mover system that was conceived in the 1940s, but wasn't funded until the end of the last century. Opened in 2003, the AirTrain connects travelers to JFK from terminals at Howard Beach and Jamaica neighborhoods of Long Island. Global transportation firm Alstom operates the People Mover under contract to the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey on an elevated track with connections to both the New York subway system and Long Island Railroad at Jamaica Station, our destination today. The cheapest way from JFK to Moynihan Train Hall is technically the Q3 bus, until you can get to the subway and make a transfer. But I don't really mind taking the AirTrain to expedite this. I mean, a bus in New York City can incur some delays. I don't want to act like I'm being a typical person in New York who won't take the bus. I will, but this is kind of a thing. This is kind of a trip about trains more. Unfortunately, today's AirTrains are running on a reduced schedule due to construction, which every 15 minutes or so sees fully crowded trains departing to both destinations. My train was so full of people and luggage that I had to carefully balance myself with no handholds for the roughly 4-mile journey over just 10 minutes to Jamaica Station, where after getting bottlenecked at the woefully inadequately portioned turnstiles, I descended to street level, walking a short distance to the E-Train subway station for my ride under Queens and the East River to New York's Penn Station and Moynihan Train Hall.
last stop is Jamaica Center.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Last stop, doors opening on the left side, watch your step. Last stop, Jamaica Center, Parsons Boulevard, Archer Avenue. Last stop.
This is the last stop on this train. Everyone please leave the train. Thank you for riding with the FBA New York City Press.
Eventually we were going to need somewhere to charge our batteries, use the restroom. Couldn't just ride the subway all day. So I decided to get out of town for a day once I got into town. But I needed the home base of operation. So here we are. We made it. If you're going to buy into a lounge pass, you want to do it at the lounge that normally costs $50 to get one, right? That's why we're here. First things first, we gotta park the bag. Is this one taken? Nope. Very good. Alright. Alright, let's get some lunch. Okay, time to get on board the Empire service, track 5. So we're going to the West End Concourse, where we can just walk right up.
Boarding call for Amtrak Northeast Original Train 99 outside 24 police with intermediate stops.
We're calling our train.
Rochester, Buffalo Depew, Buffalo X Street. Passengers should proceed to track 5.
That's the beauty of the West End concourse. You jump the line, you get right down to platform level. It's the way it should be in more stations. Good old Lamb Fleet. Yep. I like this one. Yep. No footrest. Temporarily alone in an Am Fleet in New York City. Cool. Very clean, in very good shape. Of course, I haven't found the seats that are broken, but I just need this one here, and only for 2 stops. All right, let's have some fun. Let's go up to Harmon. All right, we broke the seal on it. Ever seen something in such good a shape in the Northeast? I haven't. And there's the good stuff.
Seats are available. Still got a lot of people boarding the train. As we speak, they're still boarding, looking for seats. Make sure all seats are available. Somebody will be sitting next to you today, rest assured. The next few stops, Yonkers, Croton-Harmon, Poughkeepsie, we're going to be getting more people on the train. So once we leave New York, make sure your personal items are stored overhead or under your seat. That seat next to you must be open and available for those joining us en route. Once we do depart New York, Penn, first station stop will be Yonkers Station.
The Hudson River Valley was historically served by a number of railroads as far back as 1869, the most prominent being the New York Central Railroad on its water-level route to Chicago. Whereas then the railroad was a primary means of travel for folks living on the East Coast that were headed to points in the Midwest, today's Amtrak Empire service allows residents of New York living in cities along the Thruway to travel between New York and Niagara Falls with several trains daily. Though the majority of Amtrak service runs only as far as the state capital of Albany on 12 daily round trips, trains such as ours travel as far as Niagara Falls 3 times a day. The line also hosts other Amtrak routes such as the Ethan Allen Express to Burlington, Vermont, the Adirondack to Montreal, Canada, the Maple Leaf to Toronto in Ontario, and the Lakeshore Limited to Chicago, all daily services that together form what could be considered a basic example of regional rail. Metro North Railroad, New York's commuter agency, offers additional service on this line as far as Poughkeepsie, though ticketing is separate from Amtrak and only basic commuter accommodations are afforded. Next week, we'll be taking a look at that service. Amtrak offers Amfleet 1 cars in both standard coach class and business class in a 1-2 layout with free non-alcoholic drinks. Cafe service is available for all passengers from the Cafe Club car that is identical to what I rode aboard the Midwestern Borealis train back in May. We're only traveling as far as Croton-Harmon station today, an itinerary that owes itself to the variations in planning that my trips take on over the months before I head out. I had initially planned on staying in Rahway, New Jersey, taking NJT commuter rail from Penn Station to reach my hotel in the evening, but I ended up finding cheaper accommodations in Long Island City at a hostel, which afforded me more time in New York this evening. On the original timetable that I had purchased this Amtrak ticket for only 2 stops in under an hour travel time, I would be back in New York City with plenty of time to get across the Hudson River to New Jersey. But with the later change to the hostel, I honestly could have traveled as far as Poughkeepsie for more scenic autumn views of the Hudson River Valley. In either case, our return trip is going to be aboard Metro North, which even with some minor delays we'll encounter at Harmon Station, it provided a punctual return to Gotham and the chance to explore both of New York's iconic rail stations across one trip, with our Metro North train terminating at Grand Central, a destination not shared with Amtrak as of the time of this recording. Our train utilizes a dual-mode variant of the GE Genesis P42 locomotive that can run via either third-rail electric or diesel power. Croton-Harmon Station at the end of our trip with Amtrak today is the end of the electrified segment of Metro North Railroad's right-of-way. The locomotive will switch to diesel power for the remainder of its journey north and west to Niagara Falls. This corridor has long been considered for an upgrade to high-speed operation, but has thus far only seen speeds raised to that level between Albany and Schenectady. The tighter curves along the Hudson River running sections and other geographical as well as political challenges have set back progress on raising the speed of the corridor and reducing travel times. But much as it is in California with the Pacific Surfliner, there's a formidable time savings for trips to or from New York City aboard the train, considering traffic congestion for vehicles at that point of the journey. And thus, as hospitable a region as the Northeast is for new infrastructure projects, especially rail, the upgrading of the water level route remains a challenging, far-off prospect for residents and travelers alike in New York. Having spent almost as much time in the lounge at Moynihan as we have on board the train, we soon approach Croton-Harmon station. I gather my wares and proceed to deboard onto the high-level platform at Croton-Harmon, where we'll bring this video to a close for today. Next week, after tooling around Harmon for an hour, we'll catch an inbound Metro North pseudo express train bound for Grand Central Terminal. Thanks for coming along with me today. Please give a like and consider subscribing for future trips, including my ride back to the Midwest featuring a very fortunate upgrade. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. There she goes. And all of a sudden it's weather.